Butt, feeling like a weenie, but now it's 5:30. It's time for our martini. Welcome to our show. Welcome to our Kiki, the 5:30 Quarantini.
Hello,
and welcome to the 5:30 Quarantini. I am Michael Hull,
and I am Dylan Bustamante.
And Dylan, this is normally where I would have said, "And this is going to be fun." But that's not what. First of all, I want to put our proper signage up. And instead of "and this is going to be fun," I have something else important to say to you today.
What is it?
Which is happy
anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. We've been doing this shit for a full year. This is it. Happy 1 year. To be fair, it is not our 1 year anniversary, but we did, because we used to do this 7 days a week. We have officially passed the 1 year mark. This is our first show in our second year of doing the 5:30 Quarantini.
That is truly wild. And to honor this, I have something for you, Michael. Do you remember what the first drink I drank on the Quarantini was?
I don't know, but did you have 6 of them? Because it was March of 2020.
No, it was coffee.
Oh, back in the days.
Because I was hungover at 5 p.m. because it was a pandemic.
It was a pandemic. And to be clear, it is still a pandemic.
A pandemic, it is.
But, things are looking good. I know friends of mine, family members of mine, vaccines are starting to happen. Vaccines are happening. And things are starting to look up in the world. We got to stay hopeful, but we also got to keep those masks on, keep our eyes on the prize, and we will get out of this eventually. And Dylan, who knows what'll happen to the 5:30 Quarantini?
I know. Ooh.
Maybe it'll be live. You guys, we've got surprises.
We do.
Before we get to our special guest today, who we're very excited to talk to.
Yes.
Before we get to that, we have some things to talk about. Tonight, the Drag Race UK finale. Are you excited?
Yeah. I am excited, but I'm also kind of very sad. Do you want to know why?
I want to know why.
Because I am loving the season so much.
I know. I honestly am such a fan. Do you have any? Such a fan of all the girls. My heart, Veronica Green, went home a while ago. But do you have any favorites left? Are you rooting for anybody?
Yeah, I'm rooting for Bimini. Bimini Boulash.
A crowd favorite. She really,
of course,
in the second half of this competition, really took off. People very excited about that. I think I'm also rooting for Bimini at this point. I'm rooting a little bit for Ellie just because somebody has to. And I like an underdog. So
just because somebody has to. So why not? Well, that's good. Good for you, Michael. Good for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, what do you say, Dylan? It is 5:39 and I'm thirsty. So why don't we get into our episode?
Let's get on in. Let's get into it,
guys.
Queen.
Today's guest bartender currently stars as Simba in Disney's The Lion King on Broadway.
Yes, but he is no stranger to that Broadway stage, Michael. You may have also seen him in Rocky, Das Musical, or A Bronx Tale, off-Broadway in Ragtime at Ellis Island, or in Love, Labor's Lost at the Delacorte.
Where Patty Murin and Colin Donnell met, who were just on the other show of mine. This Love's Labor's Lost production keeps coming back, so we're going to talk about that.
Because it was fierce.
It was fierce. Speaking of fierce, this special guest bartender of ours has had a busy pandemic so far. Last year, he released a new song titled Fool that you can find on Spotify. But pro tip, you got to look under Brad Gibson.
It's
not
true.
under
It's
Bradley Gibson.
Correct.
You got to look under Brad, and you can find that new song. And before we bring him onto the stage, ladies, I got to get this out of the way right now. Don't get your hopes up, because he's also a newlywed.
Ooh.
Whoa.
He's a true star, and it was just announced that he'll be headlining one of Titty Tick's new outdoor music concerts next month. So we have lots to catch up on him with. Let's give a warm welcome. That was not a sentence. I just said. This is why we should be reading the script. Let's give a warm welcome to Bradley
Gibson.
I was a fool for you, baby, but you're so cruel, you made me. I was a fool for you, baby, but you're so cruel. I was a fool for you. You should not do it, you should not do it. My head's underwater, but I'm breathing fine. You're crazy and I'm out of my mind. 'Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. I say Hakuna. I say Matata. Hakuna Matata. Cha-cha. Cha-cha.
Work.
You better give me a high harmony on a Hakuna Matata.
Oh my God, I couldn't do that right now.
Oh my gosh, welcome to the show. Bradley,
Yes.
it's so good to see you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm a little bit like all over the place. My husband's out of town for work, and I'm here with the dog, and I just got back from filming a show in Canada, and it's raining and, you know, all the things, but I'm so happy to be here.
We're
Yes.
thrilled you're here. Yes, we get it. All the things. It's been a pandemic for
Yeah.
a year plus.
And
was
it's
a
gross
rainy
outside.
day here in New York
It's so
City.
gross.
But we're excited for happy hour. Speaking of which, we have so much to catch up with you about, and we're so
Yes.
excited to talk to you about all of the amazing things that you've been doing. I didn't even know that you were just filming a movie. So, like, you never stop. But before we get to that, first things first, this is a happy hour broadcast. So our question for you is, what is your drink of choice today,
Oh.
Mr. Bradley Gibson?
My drink of choice is, well, normally, guys, I just drink liquor. You know, normally just liquor straight. But today I'm doing a little tequila.
Cheers.
Okay.
Casa New
fierce.
York, my favorite, which I love, and a little bit of pineapple juice, a splash,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna do some soda water.
Great.
Fierce. I will be joining you on
Delicious.
that. I did not have time to pick up pineapple juice because, as you mentioned, it's raining and disgusting, and I didn't want to leave my house. But I did manage to get a little bit of tequila. Nobody judge me. This is the smallest bottle I could find.
Sure,
It's-
sure.
It's as big as my face. But I will be doing. We'll be doing that with you. I think I've got everything ready to go. Dylan, do you have your ingredients?
Y'all
Yep.
good?
Work. Yeah.
Y'all are
let's-
matching tequila buddies.
Yeah, Espelon, honey.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Show us your patented recipe here. I think you just put it in the cup. Yes.
So I'm gonna be cute on here with y'all and say, like, I'm gonna put a shot and a half,
What a
or
pro.
whatever that happens to be. Also, I'm using a Rocky opening night shot glass. Everybody,
Yes.
to Rocky Broadway.
To Rocky Broadway.
I was at that opening night. I was
at that opening night.
I was not invited, but
Oh.
I was there.
All right.
I did 1.5, 2 shots of that, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I did 2 shots.
I did too.
It's raining.
Let's be honest. Let's be real. Did 2 shots of that. The ice is already in the glass. A little soda water, whatever you choose. Usually we make our own soda water. We have a soda stream here, which is a great investment, everyone. I would highly
Absolutely.
Love a
so
soda
we
stream.
make that. Maybe add a little bit of lime or lemon to your soda water. But then just a little splash of pineapple.
Look at this little teeny tiny can of pineapple juice I got. It's so small. It's perfect for just a little sploosh.
Just a splash, guys.
Yeah.
That's all you need. Oh my God.
And
boys,
now,
I'm so excited.
We're going to drink it.
All right.
Perfect.
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone. Happy Thursday. Thirsty Thursday, right?
Yes, Thirsty Thursday. Happy
Thursday.
hour. Here we go. So Bradley, you were in Canada shooting a movie? Are you allowed to tell us what it is?
I can. It's called Kung Fu. It's going to be on the CW. It premieres April 7th at 8 p.m.
Oh, that's so soon.
Yeah, so soon. It's I was actually wrapping up my part of the season. I'm recurring on it, and I'm so excited for it to come out. I think it's exactly what we want to see on television. It is a reboot of the 1970s television show Kung Fu, but this time it's led by a female. The lead is a woman, and it's just showing this beautiful Asian woman kicking bad guys' asses, all the while navigating her family, a Chinese American family in San Francisco, and all the family drama that happens in life, right? And I think it's a beautiful show showing extreme diversity, because when's the last time we've seen a TV drama on network television with a Asian ensemble cast? That's amazing. Yeah. And I get up in the mix. I play. Actually, I don't know if I'm able to say that.
Okay.
What I can say is that I'm up in the family drama a bit.
Okay.
Drama of it all.
I can see that.
Well, remind me one more time. When does that drop?
April 7th on CW.
April 7th.
Right around the corner.
Yep.
That is awesome. Now, obviously, you're no stranger to the stage. You've been all over Broadway. You've been hoofing it. What was it like? I know this year's of pandemic has been super weird, and film projects are really some of the first stuff to come back. What was it like getting to get back to work, get back to acting in a pandemic time? Was it weird or surreal at all? Like, how did you feel?
It was very surreal and very weird, actually, because when I first went back to work, it was for another television show, Power Book 2 Ghost, that's on Stars. I'm a part of that show. And we had been filming season 1 while Broadway was still open back in 2019, right? The whole year I was balancing Lion King and filming the show, which was its own beast and own thing. But when the pandemic shut everything down, we were about 2 or 3 episodes away from finishing the season. So everything shut down. The show shut down. In fact, the day that Broadway shut down, I was heading out of the door to go to a night shoot for Ghost. And I was about to get to the car and everything. And then I got a text from a PA saying, stop.
Stop what you're doing. Oh my God.
Everything's over. So we were kind of on hold to wait to see when we could start back. We ended up going back around the late summer, around like Labor Day that time. We got to shoot the rest of it. And that was just a whole other ball game, because our year prior to filming that was, normal, or whatever that normal life was on set. Right. And then we went back and it was, zone A, zone B. You have to do a test 3 times a week, a PCR test 3 times a week, and then a rapid test on arrival at the studio. And people, you can't talk to people who aren't in your zone, and having to do that and then still shoot the show. And the show is very much, we're kissing, you're fighting people, there's guns, and there's people running around, and there are concerts and basketball games, and it's a whole different way of life. But it's beautiful to see how the film industry was able to navigate around it and make these new COVID protocols happen and still make
Totally.
the art happen. Because one thing that we have learned during this time is that people still need art, they still need entertainment, and without it, there is no normalcy to life, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of, coming back a little bit, you just were announced yesterday that you're doing your own concert.
Yeah.
April 17th? Is
Yeah.
that the right date? April
Yeah.
17th. Tell us more about this. Have you, what do you know so far?
You're part of an all-star lineup. Like
Yes.
the people that they reached out to, I am like so jazzed about. Tell us about this concert series.
Yeah, April 17th. It's going to be outside on a roof. It's going to be an acoustic set. It's going to be really, broken down. And it's my first time singing for real in over a year. So I'm like,
Yeah.
But I'm so excited. I'm going to sing some original music, which is exciting to do. I'm going to sing, of course, some show tunes, but singing them in a different way. I think it's going to be a good time just because I get to sing songs that maybe I have sung on stage on Broadway, or maybe songs that were on my dream list, or I'll never sing them, but sing them in my voice, in an arrangement that suits my voice, which is so exciting. And it's going to be a good time. It's going to be I think the audience can be, is it 40 to 60, or I don't know the exact number, but it's small. You buy tickets. Yeah, you buy tickets either for a couple, or you can buy a table of 4 little pods. And COVID protocol is happening, but we're going to be on the roof under the stars singing. And
That's so
I'm
fun.
excited.
Cool.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
That's great. I can't wait for those.
And speaking of music, you mentioned singing some originals. You mentioned singing some kind of unplugged takes on songs. Speaking of your music, you recently dropped I feel like we're really plugging you today. We just have so much to talk about that, like, everything is like, oh, speaking of this, speaking of that. But listen, if the segue presents itself, let's just take it. You also dropped a single that is fierce. It is on Spotify. It is under Brad Gibson, and Dylan and I were listening to it right before we went live today. Congratulations! Is it your first single on Spotify?
It's my second. The first single that I did was kind of a collaboration that kind of came out organically, and it wasn't planned by me. So I kind of wanted to rip the Band-Aid off of releasing music and just do it. It was called which is kind of like it's a good little jam to move your body at the gym or on the dance floor. But Fool is a part of my EP that I've been working on for almost 2 years now. And there was always a plan to do visuals with them. I consider myself a singer and songwriter, but also a visual artist. When I create music, I definitely see a visual with it. And I think it's my way of not only just doing art, but activism, right? It's my words, my visions. And it happened in a beautiful way. The fight for racial justice had just happened in the summer. We were all in a dark place. And I wanted the visual to show that, and to show the pain and the beauty of Black people, of Black queer people, of Black queer men. So my husband and I, Adam, who is an amazing producer and coordinator and organizer and artist, he produced that with me and was a creative director with me. And we had a crazy, amazing, talented team, crazy, amazing, talented friends who agreed to be talent in it. And it was hard because of COVID.
Yeah.
We made it work. Yeah, I made it work. Not a day that goes by that somebody doesn't DM me or send me an email that says, like, I love the song or the video, or just like, thank you, because I feel seen by it. And like, that's why I do it.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
We are seeing there was some love in the comments for the idea of representation mattering. And I just think the work you're doing is so, so awesome. We also need to talk about, obviously, you can see it in his scrolling name tag right now, but Bradley stars on Broadway as one of the most challenging vocal roles. I mean, I put it right next to Elphaba. There's like Elphaba and Simba. You're up there belting for 2.5 hours. Stars on Broadway as Simba. We're going to talk all about it, but we're also going to use it as our segue into today's game of the day. Today's game of the day is inspired by Bradley Gibson's star performance as Simba in The Lion King. All right, so here's the way today's game is going to work. Simba is famously the son of King Mufasa, who just can't wait to be king. Although you don't sing that song in the show, but that's okay. In today's game, I'm going to read you Broadway-themed clues. And the answer to every clue will contain the letters S-O-N in them somewhere. So they're always in that order, right in a row. Every answer contains the word sun. So, for example, earlier you told us that you were a singer-songwriter. So if I had said one of Bradley's many talents is this, the answer could have been singer-songwriter because S-O-N-G writer. They'll all be easier than that, I promise.
Okay.
But that's... I didn't write an example, so when you said that earlier, I was like, "Oh, pay attention to that."
That's a good example.
I think we have 10 of these, and as always, I should say, since I wrote today's game, Dylan has not seen or heard the game, which means he is on your team. He's here for you, as are everybody in the comments. So if you get stuck, just kind of monologue it out and keep one eye on the comments, and maybe someone will swoop in and give you an answer. Again, all of the answers will have the word "sun" in honor of Simba in the answer. So let's start with an easy one. Oh, and if you get it right, you will hear Alex Newell riffing. And if you get it wrong, you will hear something else. Let's start here.
We got this.
I have full faith in you guys. All right. Arguably one of the most well-known musical theater songs ever. This number tells us about truths that she learned, bridges that he burned, and a story that never ends.
A story that never ends.
Truths that she learned. Dun, dun, dun.
That doesn't have the word "sons" in it.
Rent.
Oh,
That sounds...
And what's the name of the song?
Oh my God, the song in Rent. Truth that... That's great. Seasons of Love.
525.
Oh my God.
I was like,
Listen, you got there.
I didn't think that the word "sons" was in Seasons of Love. So
Seasons.
there we go on that one.
I had to think about it. Yeah.
Of love. Listen, I'm going to give you the point. It took us a second, but we got there. All right, here we go. Question number 2. This is what Pippin is to Bertha, famously Andrea Martin, or what Bertha is to Pippin. Either answer works. What Pippin is to Bertha, or Bertha to Pippin.
Grandson?
Yes!
That one should have been before Seasons of Love.
Grandson. Listen, I thought Seasons of Love was going to be a no-brainer. But listen, Grandson, Bradley cruised right through that one. No trouble.
I loved it. Ooh, that's so good.
The 2013 revival of Pippin is still one of my favorite things that I have ever seen.
Changed my life.
I think I saw it like 4 or 5 times, and I was like I would go play the lottery all the time. So I was always sitting in the front row, like right behind the conductor, just like I was.
I'm gonna start ticking now that we're in year 2 of the show, Michael. I'm gonna start doing a tick count of every time we talk about the 2013 revival of Pippin because it's
for real though. Patina Miller was one of the best performances I've ever seen on stage in my life.
Mhm.
I saw it at RT in college, about to graduate from school, changed my life.
Yeah.
Epic.
Oh my God, she was mind-blowing. And the fact that she learned all of those circus skills and and her arms looked so good and her voice.
Of course.
Where is Patina Miller these days?
On TV, right?
On TV.
They always go.
She moved those arms right to TV. Just like
she's on the
just like
sister
Allie's
show.
doing right now.
Yeah, she's on the sister show opposite the show that I'm on, The Ghost, The Power Universe. She's filming the prequel right now. So
you guys are basically in the same show. You're in the same multiverse, universe, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, fierce. I need her to come back to Broadway and the two of you to do like a two-hander show of something.
Any day, anytime.
I was
anywhere.
gonna say we could call it Ghost the Musical, but that already exists, so it doesn't matter. We'll come up with something else though. If you're a Broadway producer and you're watching this, you're welcome. Get on that. This is a good idea. All right, here comes your next clue. This one's quick. It just is the clink, the slammer, the big dollhouse.
Cell Block Tango.
Close.
Wait.
There, the clink, Bradley knows exactly what it is. I'm just looking for the word with sun in it. The clink, the slammer, or the big dollhouse. All nicknames for a
Jail.
That jail.
Also
What?
known as a.
Oh, prison.
There you go. You got there. Layla was also with you there. Way to go, Layla. Prison.
Oh,
The
thanks,
big-
Layla.
The Big Dollhouse, famously the best number. Well, Hairspray has a lot of good numbers.
You
but
can't
one
say
of
that the
best.
Big Dollhouse is the best number in Hairspray. Don't you dare.
When Jackie Hoffman comes down and is like, think of me like a mother who eats her young. It's great. It's a great production number.
Sure. Not, the closing number isn't like famous or anything. So
That one's also pretty good. Oh my God, I love that show. All right. Let's see what else I have left. Let's try this. Like Snow White's apple or Juliet's vial.
Poison.
Work. That would be poison. Nailed
Yeah.
it.
oh, that
All
was
right.
okay.
Yeah, listen, when it's good, it's good. When it's
That was
bad,
good. That was good. That was a good
That was
one.
a good one.
It's listen, it's more on me than it is on you. Some of these clues are clunky. But let's see. There's this one, which the wheels are off the bus, you guys. Hey, here's a clue that has nothing to do with Broadway at all. But Michael sure loves the onion rings at this drive-up establishment with roller skating. Don't forget to order a cherry limeade.
Oh, Sonic.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They just announced that the first Sonic is coming to New York City.
Now, where's it going?
I have no idea, but it's probably not
I
in
assume
Manhattan.
it's not. I assume it's not a
Probably not.
drive-up though, right? Don't you think it'll be like a?
I don't know. You never know. They could have found like an old gas station or like an old parking lot that's now a Sonic.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Oh my God.
Oh
I
yeah,
love
cherry
this
lemonades
song.
for days.
Mhm.
All right. I have, I think 3 more of these for you, but let's see.
All right.
Let's try this. Guys, this one's dramatic.
Oh,
Speaking
no.
of, this doesn't say that. Debbie Gibson, similar last name to Bradley Gibson, no relation, I assume. Debbie Gibson went viral in 2016 for her polarizing remarks about the theater community. According to her, and if you don't know the story, I'm going to tell you after this trivia question.
I don't know.
According to her, they should rescind, this is a quote, they should rescind so many Tony Awards because half of Broadway is on drugs. And what drug is she talking about? She went on she famously went on a rant. She went on Oprah and she did a whole interview about this drug.
I
And
don't
she
know
wants-
this.
And she wants the Academy, I think she called it the Academy, which of course it's the American Theater Wing, to go and to take Tonys back from people because of their use of this, she called performance-enhancing drug.
Is it the steroid?
It is.
Prednisone?
Yeah.
Prednisone.
She
Oh,
said
wow.
that?
She went, oh my God, I can't believe, Dylan, I can't believe you don't know this because Nick Searley, former guest of the show, one half of the Skivvies, loves to talk about this on stage. Yeah, she went and did an interview. And here's the thing, part of it was about her experience with drug use because she grew up in the theater. And so like part of it was her coming clean about like her own experience and talking about the fact that like drug use is problematic, which great. But then she went a little bit further and she was like, you got to take back Tonys of anybody that has been using prednisone. And
Girl.
the Broadway community was like, excuse me?
Girl, please. Have a seat.
Yeah. It was a
Have a
lot.
seat.
It was
down.
a lot.
Sit down.
Okay.
Wait, that's so crazy. That's
Isn't that
that was so recent. That was only like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, define recent. But
I will
sure.
say that it does make you feel kind of loopy sometimes, but not whatever. Girl, please.
But also, when you need it and when it's helpful, you need it and it's helpful. The show
Right.
must
Yeah.
go on.
We would never have the filmed version of Legally Blonde without Prednisone.
If not for prednisone, because Laura Bell Bundy was in a dentist. Wasn't that it? She was in a dentist appointment right before they filmed Legally Blonde. That's why she's all like puffy in her jaw.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Dedication.
a poorly timed dentist appointment right before an MTV filming. All right, here we go. This is. I'll ask you two more.
Okay.
Do I have two more? Let's see. How about this one? If you think there's gonna be a quiz at your ascension, take Steven Schwartz's advice. You better pay attention, build your comprehension, and learn your what?
I have no idea.
I lost him with a Godspell quote.
See, Godspell. I don't know Godspell.
You better pay attention and what?
You better pay attention, build your comprehension. There's gonna be a quiz at your ascension. Keep going,
Come on,
Dylan.
Devin.
Hold on. Wait. All I can think of is this is Leslie Kritzer's song from the 2000 version.
It sure is.
And she's like a rock and roll screamer, so I don't know what. Learn your lessons well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Woo.
Thank
If
you,
no one has
Leslie
heard that
Kritzer.
Leslie Kritzer, we're just all talk about Legally Blonde today. Leslie Kritzer's version of Learn Your Lessons Well from the 2000 off-Broadway cast recording of Godspell is epic. It's the same one that Shoshana Bean was in.
Yeah, she does the whole thing where she goes, you better pay attention, build your comprehension. It's going to be a quiz at your ascension.
Yeah,
And she, like, goes up and
yeah, something like that.
just
Crazy
screaming
like
in the
that.
rafters the whole time.
Yes.
I have to give it a listen.
All right, we've made it to the last question, and dare I say, so far, it's been a perfect game. So the stakes
Yes, we got
are
this.
very high. For the game, here is your last clue. Hello and welcome to the 5:30 Quarantini, a Broadway happy hour with Michael Hull and Dylan Bustamante. We've been doing this for a whole freaking year, and thank God none of our guests so far have asked us to mix gin, dry vermouth, and cocktail onions. Instead of that drink, today might actually be our very first...
Gibson.
Nailed it!
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about me actually.
Gibsons are disgusting.
Gibsons are disgusting, but not Bradley Gibson. So let me go ahead and check my scorecard, do a little math. That looks like it's a perfect game. Bradley Gibson, you won your weird mashup Broadway Suns game.
Thanks, guys. I'm really proud. I'm proud because the tequila's hitting me a little bit now.
That's why we always play the game a little later in the episode, because the drink starts to set in.
Everyone's a little...
And it makes everything a little more challenging.
Yes.
Speaking of Simba, before we get to what's next, speaking of Simba, first of all, what an iconic role, and I have loved seeing you on subway posters, on television advertisements. That iconic photo of you in the costume is all over New York City. How has your experience with Lion King been? I know it's been a minute since you've gotten to put on that costume and do that show, but how's your experience been?
It was a lot of things. It was a lot of things. It was an amazing experience because the role is iconic. You know, it goes without saying that the role is iconic for Broadway, and it's also iconic for people of color, for Black men. Join that roster of men who have played that role, so many of them that I call friend now and mentor, people that I look up to be on that list. It's nuts. And it kind of came out of nowhere, and it taught me so much about, you know, maintenance and doing 8 shows a week, you know, when you're standing on zero, when you're not at your best, and when you're doing other things. And it came with its set of challenges, but it also came with so much reward, you know, not only being on posters and commercials and stuff, but just because The Lion King is, it is often people's first Broadway show. It was my first Broadway show.
It was my first Broadway show.
Yeah.
It was not my first Broadway show, but I love that. I didn't realize that.
It was my first Broadway show. Yeah, I saw it in high school with my choir on a trip. We were doing a competition here, and I would think I was mad because I wanted to see another show. But we went to that anyway because everyone's gonna love The Lion King. And my teacher sat me in the center row of the front row of the mezzanine. And the opening number started, and I was weeping, and I could not believe that I was seeing people on stage that looked like me.
Mhm.
And after the show, it was during Broadway Cares, and Deshaun Young was playing Simba. He's one of the most iconic Simbas. Have done
Yep.
it off for many, many years. And I remember putting money in the bucket and telling him that I loved theater and wanted to like find a way to be on Broadway. He became my friend on Facebook, and he would just like, he was such an amazing presence in my life. Not that we were talking a lot, but just to know that he connected with me and that it was possible. It changed my life. So doing the role was life-changing because of all of those reasons. And also it came with its own set of difficulties that I think I navigated well. And I think that the beautiful thing about The Lion King is that it's everyone's story, and everyone comes to that show and you see yourself on that stage, right?
Mhm.
The story is about animals, but it's the most human story. They're dealing with such human things, and to see people in the audience every night that either it was their first show or it made them, touch a feeling inside that helped them heal from a loss or whatever it might be. I think that's the power of the show. That's the power of Disney. And the fact that I got to do that I was shy of 2 years when Broadway shut down, is a great blessing on my life. So,
My God. I knew I missed Broadway, but hearing you speak, I missed Broadway even more than I knew I missed Broadway. That is unbelievable. That story is just so cool, and like, just what an unbelievable moment to have you now. I say now because Broadway's dark, but you're the current reigning Simba technically. But to have you now in that seat, and I am sure passing on just that exact feeling to some other kid who has seen you, and just continuing this circle of life.
I was just gonna say that you beat me to it. I was like, there's a cheesy joke here and I can't wait to say it, but I was letting you finish.
Yeah, no, I'm simultaneously very heartfelt, but always still cheesy with lots of dad jokes. Oh my God, just incredible.
So good.
Well, it is officially after 6 o'clock, which means happy hour is over. Drinks are at full price again, so I hope everybody got their fill. But before we let you go anywhere, Bradley, we have 2 hard-hitting news questions that we ask all of our guests. So it is your turn to take a crack at our serious questions now that you've finished a drink. Our first question for you is
climbing, right?
Yeah, exactly. Our first question is, we know it's been a year. We're looking at just over a year of a Broadway shutdown, a time where a lot of artists have struggled to stay creative and find work, and it's not been great. However, our question for you is, what is something in the past year that has brought you some joy, or made you, or helped you feel creative, or helped keep you going?
A few things. If it's just in my own personal life, we got a little doggy. Actually, I can show you him. Cassie.
Oh my gosh.
Cassius Clay. Here he goes. This is my little.
Oh my gosh.
He's brought so much joy
adorable.
to my life.
Hi.
Little monster. I love him. He's in my life and forced Adam and I to, take care of something besides ourselves. And we love him so much. So that's brought us so much joy, our pandemic baby. Also just knowing you get in that hamster wheel 8 shows a week, and you're navigating that around your personal life and around the other opportunities that you have. And sometimes you take it for granted, and sometimes you don't realize how important art is, and how a life can be changed in just 2.5 hours. And I forgot about that feeling that I had in the Minskoff Theater all those years ago, right? And it definitely reminded me of that, because when it's not here, you see the people that crave it. And some of those people who crave it aren't even the people that call it a job. They're the people that full ticket price to come sit in the theater and do it. And I think that that's something that we definitely I take for granted. I think a lot of us in the industry take for granted. And I think having it not be here made us see how much we miss it and how much we are doing an act of service. And I think even farther than that, I think we have learned how much work we have to do within the industry to evolve and to change and to be better. Yep. You know, whenever we say Black Lives Matter, we mean our lives matter right now in the moment in our jobs. We need to be seen on stage. We need our pay to reflect that, opportunities to reflect that, the stories to reflect that, the treatment to reflect that. And I think that we were on the hamster wheel, so we weren't aware of that. But I think now the world is aware of that in many industries, not just Broadway. And I think that it allowed us to get a head start on the work that's going to have to happen when the curtain does go up. So I think that's something that I learned along with many other people.
For sure. I think that's an amazing way to put that. And I think the perspective, having the world pause for a minute surely was very helpful for perspective. And I was just at this event on Friday called We Will Be Back, about kind of celebrating the anniversary of the Broadway shutdown, but also looking towards the future. And like the big point was like, we need to be back. We are essential workers. Art is essential. But when we do come back, we need to come back in a way that we want to be proud of and that reflects, you know, this world where everybody is welcome to the table and people are welcome equally to the table. And so when we do come back, it has to be equitable for all. And we really, I think, I am hopeful, and I'm especially hopeful hearing you speak. But I think, you know, we just gotta, you know, keep doing the work.
Absolutely, and keep doing the work. And keep doing the work, and keep calling it out when you see someone who is not doing the work.
Yeah,
that's what is required. And you know, here we go. We're gonna do it.
Yeah,
for sure.
And our second question is, what are you looking forward to once this is all over and we're back to normal? There's no more masks. There's no more social distancing. What is the thing that you are looking forward to the most?
I'm looking forward to the human connection that I think we also took for granted. I think when I think about the theater community on Broadway, I think about the stage door, something as simple as that, something that we never thought about it being such a big deal, but man, what a you know, it means so much, so many people. And in the end, I didn't even realize how much it meant to me, how much it means to finish a show and be able to have that time to decompress and spend time with Broadway fans talking about the show and them telling you about how your work helped their life become better. So things like that, things like seeing my friends without pause or without having to do intense planning, or, you know, being able to travel in a way that's not taking up more time, you know, having to quarantine and all that kind of stuff. Just getting back to human interaction without pause and hugging people and shaking hands. And it's important.
It is. Absolutely. I'm right there with you. I cannot wait to give you a hug the next time I see you, because it's been, again, so long. So long. But thank you so much for being with us today, Bradley. It was so good to see you, to hear your voice again, and to catch up.
My pleasure, guys. What a joy. Thanks for having me. And yeah, everyone, please come to my concert on the 17th.
Yes, and also absolutely. If you don't follow Bradley, his handle is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. And like I said, give him a follow on Instagram. Also, look him up on Spotify. Pro tip again, it is Brad Gibson on Spotify. But look him up, follow him, get into his music. And we're so excited for this Today Text concert. Congratulations. You're one of the, I'm so excited that like art is live art is crawling its way back in, and you're going to be one of those first ones. And I am so excited. So again, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
For a tequila drink.
Yes.
Until we can see you in person. Cheers.
Cheers.
Guys, good to see you.
You too. Oh my goodness, you guys, if you're just tuning in,
You're late.
You missed our very special Broadway guest bartender, Bradley Gibson, from the company of The Lion King and A Bronx Tale and a million other things, and a singer-songwriter and a drinker of tequila. We had a great time. He bested our game. Dylan, we've been doing this for a year and they keep winning my games. I'm going to have to make them harder.
You do. You have to make them like a little bit harder. I love the no sounds so much.
Yeah, we've never
some of them the world has never even heard.
I have so many. I only have those 4 yes buttons and I have 12 no buttons and I use them so rarely.
Well, maybe season 2. Is this now season 2?
This is our 2nd year.
Oi.
Oi, indeed. But happy anniversary.
Yes, happy anniversary. Actually, Michael, before we go fully, I do have something for you really in real life terms. But let's talk about what's coming up next on our YouTube channel.
Yes. If you guys had fun with us today, please hit subscribe on this YouTube channel because there are 3 shows that come your way every single week. Dylan, you and I are the finish line of a week, so happy weekend, everybody. But it all starts again next Monday. Monday nights are, of course, MT Trivia with Christopher and Kevin Metzger-Timson. 3 rounds of Broadway trivia, 2 extra special Broadway guests, and only 1 winner. The stakes could not be higher.
Yes.
And they're back this Monday. Did you see their guests?
I did see their guests. This Monday, their guests are Broadway's Allie Trim and Broadway's Max Crum.
I am so excited. That is going to be such a good night.
That's such a dream team of people. Everybody loves Allie Trim, and Max Crum is hysterical.
And then I hope you get your fill on Monday because sadly, you guys, Tuesday, which would normally be Good Morning Tonight with myself and my best gal pal, Jackie Cox, we will actually be dark next week. But don't worry, because you can watch old episodes at Broadway-Talk Live.com.
Yes, I suggest the one with Jackie Burns and Danny Quadrino.
Yep.
Danny Quadrino. And then, of course, we're back next week, next Thursday at 5:30 with the handsome and the mysterious. Actually, he's not that mysterious. But the current reigning Where You Go in Barcelona in company, Claiborne Elder will be with us next Thursday.
I'm so excited. We're getting the full company of company onto Broadway Talk Live before Broadway reopens.
That's the dream.
We're working our way through that whole cast.
Yeah, we did miss Patty this past Patty's Day, but well, maybe next year.
Maybe next year you'll just do your Patti LuPone impression for a whole episode.
Maybe. But anyway, we're going to leave you this night, which Michael has no idea what's happening, which with a little montage I made of the past year of the 5:30 Quarantini. And it's only about a minute, so don't worry, Michael. It's not too long.
I'm not worried. I'm so excited. You guys, let's let that take us out. Until next time, thank you guys for spending happy hour with us. Again, we've been doing this for a year. And if you've been sticking around and hanging out with us, we appreciate it so much.
Yes.
We love doing this, and we love that you're here. Wear a mask, wash your
hands, and stay safe, everyone. I'll take it from here, Michael.
Anthony, cheers. We're getting a lot of cheers today.
So cheers.
Great. Cheers.
Perfect Manhattan to New Yorkers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, guys.
I'm not going over the computer. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers and welcome. Cheers, you guys.
Cheers.
Friends, they look perfect. They look.
I'm so excited.
Sometimes people find that. Cheers.
Yes. All right, boys. Cheers. Welcome. Well, cheers, you guys. Thanks for joining us today. Delish. Cheers, everybody. Happy quarantine.
Happy Quarantini.
Cheers. Cheers. Thank you for joining us. And I cannot wait to sip this. Well,
Always have Josh on hand.
Good quality wine. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That is
We're
so
so
true.
happy you're here.
Cheers, guys.
All right,
All right,
guys.
well, cheers.
Cheers.
And that is a Ginger Blues.
All right,
Ooh,
cheers.
okay, cheers.
I'm going to give this a sip and cheers.
Spicy margarita.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, cheers,
Cheers,
Matt.
you guys. Cheers. Oh my God, it's so nice to see you both.
Double up. Guys.
All right, cheers. Welcome to the show.
All right.
Cheers.
I'm good. Cheers, you guys.
Cheers.
Welcome.
Sorry, I forgot to do the pouring part. But cheers.
Cheers. There it is. Yes, yes, yes.